Hi, today let's talk about the failure loop again. Once again, the failure loop. We're gonna have to talk about it. I'm probably gonna be a broken record where I'm going to talk a lot about that failure loop. That way I could establish the brand that I'm trying to make. So the failure loop, there's a framework where how we respond. First of all, let's start with the failure loop. Failure loop is where we're stuck in a loop of failing. And it's, first of all, we're gonna have the failure event, and then our own interpretation. And third is the emotion attached to it. Fourth is the behavior, how we behave. And then lastly, finally, the identity, what we tie ourselves to. So for example, we failed as we failed a presentation, for example, in one keynote or Toastmasters meeting. We were kind of new, and we delivered our icebreaker, our first speech, and we've done terrible. You've done terrible. Say, for example, you've done terrible, and then you interpret that as, oh, I'm not good with this. I'm a terrible speaker. That sucks. And then you're gonna have the negative emotions, the regret, the disappointment. And then next is the behavior. Oh, I'm not gonna speak anymore. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm a terrible speaker, so I'm not gonna do anything anymore. And that's the finally the identity, which, oh, I'm a terrible speaker. I'm a failure, something along those lines. But we stuck in that failure loop where we think that we're a lost cause. We don't have any hope to grow or to improve. This is what we are. We are fixed to be a failure, and something along those lines. But that loop, emotion, event, interpretation, emotions, behavior, and identity, is the same framework on how you're going to crush that failure loop. Because you can change the failure loop. You can change, first of all, the event. You cannot change that. That's the event, the circumstances where it sucks. But you can change the interpretation of that failure. Oh, I failed. I done terrible in the presentation. Therefore, maybe I can learn something from this. Maybe it's an opportunity for me to grow or improve my presentation skills. And then the emotion is, oh, this is great. I'm excited to grow. I'm excited to learn more about it. And then you're gonna change your behavior. Oh, so what are the things that I need to work on or to do in order for me to be a great speaker? What are the mishaps that I've done, and so I can improve it and change the behavior. That way I will be improving and growing with my presentation skills. And then finally, you're gonna define yourself, not the outcome, which is failing or success, but you're gonna define yourself as a learner, a person who loves to grow, who loves to improve. Instead of, oh, I'm a successful man, or I'm a successful speaker, or something like that. But when you've done terrible, you're gonna tie your identity with that, which is not so smart. So now I challenge you, take that, always incorporate that in your lens when you experience some kind of terrible or failure or mistakes or rejection. Use that framework, the failure loop, or it's a growth framework too, growth loop. Call that growth loop. So I'd say I challenge you, do that, incorporate that, think about that, reflect on what I've just said, and if you think it's useful to you, use it. So say bye for now. That's it.